Hey guys, what is going on? Shadow of Nexus back here with another video, and we gotta talk about the video I just uploaded. The 8 gigabytes of VRAM are enough for gaming. A lot of people just left a lot of hate comments for no reason, did not watch the video, did not see what I'm saying, and people just completely mistook this as me saying, oh, 8 gigabytes is always enough for gaming. I never said that it is always enough. If you actually look at the video, I actually said in the video that at 1080p, even at 1080p, sometimes in some games you can use more than 8 gigs of VRAM. However, to my defense, okay, I'm going to say this, but I have to say that I was not expecting this much hate and this many comments and that kind of stuff. I was expecting some stuff here and there, but this is becoming one of my most viewed videos, so I was not expecting that at all. But when it comes to me, making that video, I stand by what I said. For people that want to spend $200 to $300, okay, 8 gigabytes of VRAM is perfectly fine for you. You can get an RTX 2080 for around $200 USD, or you can go with the RX 5700 XT, like I said in the video. That's the thing that I use to go ahead and test out all my benchmarks that I had in my Linux video. So, I mean, guys, I know there are a lot of people that completely misunderstood everything that I'm saying, but the purpose of that video was to go ahead and tell you guys that it is okay. You can still game with 8 gigabytes of VRAM. A lot of these newer channels are pushing that you cannot game with 8 gigabytes of VRAM. So I just had to say that you can game with 8 gigabytes of VRAM. I think a lot of people just completely misunderstood what I was saying. A lot of hate comments. A lot of people didn't even watch the video and then commented and said, oh, hey, you didn't even, you're just baiting people, clickbaiting people. Like, why am I baiting people? Why am I clickbaiting people, guys? Like, I mean, look, when it comes to that video, I have to say that a lot of people, they just did not understand what I'm saying. I'm saying that it is enough, as in, if you were to buy an 8 gigabyte GPU today, there is not a single game that you cannot be playing. And a lot of people, they were objecting and saying, oh, hey, I want to play at ultra settings, I want to play at the highest settings possible. Well, if you're going to be playing at the highest settings possible, I already said in this video, okay, that you want to have 12 to 16 gigabytes of VRAM, but for some weird reason, you guys did not see that and are shaming people in the comments, which is actually kind of really like rude and elitist for people to go ahead and shame people for gaming at lower settings, doing complete nonsense like saying 30 FPS is unplayable and anyone who games at 30 FPS has extremely low standards. For people to go ahead and shame people for gaming at lower settings, for shaming people into, spending so much money that they don't need to spend. The intention of the video was to go ahead and to tell people that 8 gigabytes of VRAM is completely fine for gaming. If you're a newcomer, that's why I said in the video that if you are a newcomer to PC gaming, don't get turned off to the fact that some gaming PCs will have 8 gigabytes of VRAM, and just because you've been hearing that 8 gigabytes of VRAM is not enough does not mean that it's not enough. You can still play games, you just have to lower the settings. Guys, I have a $1,000 GPU that I bought, okay? And I still have to lower the settings, especially when I'm playing at 1440p. I have to lower it from ultra to high. So, like, what's up with this? You guys can't lower settings? Like, if you guys want to play at max settings with the highest FPS, okay, I actually game at 360 FPS on, like, a lot of games, mostly older games. Newer games are really hard to run nowadays, but when it comes to like people not wanting to lower settings, like, dude, just lower your settings. You'll be able to play your games perfectly fine. I just don't understand why people are shaming people into gaming at the highest settings. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, if you want to play games at the highest settings at above 60 FPS with ray tracing, get an RTX 5090. You want to get the top of the line GPU, get a 4090, get a 5090, and just be done with it. Okay, like, why are you going into people's comments and literally hating on people and telling even me for testing out a game that you told me in the comments that, oh hey, I have extremely low standards because I'm playing at 45 to 50 FPS? Like, who cares? I can play at 30 FPS. It's completely fine for me. If it's not fine for you, just be like, oh hey, it's less than ideal for me. Look, it's fine to have a preference, but to shame people, it's just ridiculous. There was other comments that said, "Oh, you can only play esports games and games from 10 to 15 years ago." Have you ever even used a computer before? Like, dude, like, what are you talking about? These people know nothing. And you guys are saying that I don't know anything? Hey, if you want to play esports games, you can literally use an integrated graphics or a GT 710 or a 1030 or an RX 550 or RX 460. Like, there's so many GPUs for just esports games. Why are you saying that to spend $200 and $300, you're only going to be playing esports games? That's just insanity. These are the blind followers that I was talking about that will come and hate on you just because they don't know what they're talking about, so they want to accuse me of not knowing what I'm talking about. When I literally said in the video that there are games that do use more than 8 gigabytes of VRAM, even at 1080p, okay? Like I said, most people did not even watch the video. Like, dude, watch the video before making a comment. Like, please. Like, is that too much to ask? Maybe it is too much to ask. These are straight up the stupidest comments I have ever seen. I'm not even joking, guys. Like, some of the comments are absolutely insane. They're like, oh, you can only play games at 720p, 30 frames per second. Do these people literally think that like 8 gigabytes is literally like worthless? Like, some guy literally said, okay, I'm saying this verbatim. Some guy literally said that they will be e-waste GPUs. Are what? E-waste? Come on, like, guys, how clueless can you be? And this is just proof that these people literally don't know what they're talking about. They literally do not know what they're talking about, and they're just attacking me because I'm going against the narrative. I mean, at this point, someone even said that if you're playing games from 10 to 15 years ago, you'd be okay with 8 gigabytes. You'd be okay with 2 gigabytes. You'd be okay with 1 gigabyte. What are you talking about, bro? There's not a single game that I have tested, okay, on my 5700 XT that would not run a game with 8 gigabytes of VRAM. I tested Stalker 2, Hellblade 2, I tested Cyberpunk, I tested so many games, okay, like Claire Obscura Expedition 33, a lot of games I tried out. Like, Stalker 2 is infamous, okay? People say, oh hey, if you're playing this game with 8 gigs of VRAM, you're gonna have the worst time in the world, but not what I saw, okay? Like, even at 4K, like I said, not with Stalker 2, but a lot of other games, like Hellblade, for example, even with ray tracing on a 5700 XT through Linux, because you can only do that on Linux, but it ran perfectly fine. So I'm really not seeing what people are saying, because first of all, you have to know what kind of games you're playing, okay? If you want to go ahead and you want to spend the most money, like I said, go buy a 5090. Don't turn on any settings, even though you probably still will have to turn on settings, spoiler alert. But if you want to go ahead and game at the highest settings, get a 5090, okay? You don't have to bother. Even with 1440p, a 5090 is still not good enough, okay, to play every single game in the world, okay? With ray tracing at 60 plus frames per second, it is not good enough. So this GPU that you guys are trying to get for $250 to $300 does not exist. And it never has. There is no such thing as a $250 to $300 GPU that can play all games at 1440p, okay? At max settings, at above 60 FPS with ray tracing on, it doesn't exist. Okay, so I'm not too sure why a lot of PC elitists commented on my video when, I mean, this is clearly not the audience that I am going for. I am trying to tell new gamers, okay, like I said already, and I'm gonna keep repeating this because I want people to understand, not to deter people from 8 gigabyte GPUs and guilt trip them to spending the most money that they can, okay? You don't have to spend $500 to game at 1440p. You don't have to spend $700 to game at 4K. There's still a lot of GPUs that can game at very high resolutions and at very good settings. If you're willing to turn down the settings, it will be completely fine. But a lot of you guys here want to apparently play games at the maximum settings and complain that your GPU is not strong enough when you're literally spending $250 to $300 on a GPU. So, I mean, it's just ridiculous to me. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for me for now. I mean, thank you for watching. Thank you for everyone that did watch the video and, actually watch the video and engage with me. I'm not going after people, who did disagree with me. I'm kind of just trying to say that watch the video, okay, look at the data of the most played games on Steam that most people will not use over 8 gigabytes of VRAM. And I am right because I went ahead and I tested out almost every single game that I can think of that uses a lot of VRAM apparently. And with my 5700 XT, I had no issues. So yeah, I have no problem with the 9068 gigabyte coming out. I mean, you say 50 bucks. Do you want to go with more VRAM? Spend 50 more bucks. Even for $300, because like I said in the video, okay, there's still $300 GPUs with 8 gigabytes of memory that are still sold. I did say this, but I didn't say the exact GPU. It's the 3070 Ti. Those are still going for around $300. And this is still on the used market. Most people are inclined to buy new GPUs, so why would they not spend the money on a 9060 XT? Do you think like the used market is a mythical market and AMD and Nvidia don't know about it? Like this is just ridiculous, guys. Like people are buying 8 gigabyte GPUs on the used market. That's why AMD and Nvidia are both like, "Oh, hey, we can make a brand new product, offer a warranty, while if you were to buy it used, it might not even work and you might be out of your money." So this is why the average consumer is still willing to buy 8 gigabyte GPUs because of the price. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for me. I know this has been a pretty funny video. We went over these people that really don't know what they're talking about. And you know what? You can literally go look up the data for yourself. A lot of these people just came from, other YouTube channels and are keep on hearing from these YouTubers 8 gigabytes of VRAM is not enough for gaming. And they come to my channel and they're like, oh, hey, this guy is saying something different. We have to go and attack him because he is going against the narrative. Well, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to go against the narrative and to tell people you do not need to spend this much money, guys. And this is why I made the Linux video as well, is because I want people to save money, especially during these times right now. If you want to play games, go ahead and buy some used GPUs if you want to. If you don't trust the used GPU market, go ahead and buy a 9060 XT or a 4060. If you need more VRAM, like I already said, buy more VRAM with the GPUs. You can buy a 16 gigabyte model as well for only $50 more for the AMD. I'm not 100% sure how much more it is for Nvidia, but if you need the VRAM, go ahead and buy it, guys. Like, there's no shame in having too much VRAM or anything like that. Like, it's a good thing to have, especially if you want to play games at max settings. If you guys just play very lightweight games or don't care about playing at max settings or okay playing at 30 FPS, 8 gigabytes is completely fine. Even at like medium to high settings, for most games, you'll be okay. 8 gigabytes is completely fine, guys. Like I've literally went over this so many times now, but yeah. Alrighty, guys, that's gonna be it for me for now. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, have a good one. Peace.